Hi, my smell good friends. I hope everyone is doing fantastic out there today. So what I have going on here for you guys today is my weekly home empties. I can't quite remember when the last date was that I filmed an empties, but I've been running about a week, 8, 9, 10 days, usually no more than that as far as my empties. So I think I'm right around that area, but I always post the date in my title so you'll be able to tell. And it may not even matter to you. But anyway, yeah, this is my empties, my wax empties video. So I will go over, I've got some retail wax here. I've got some SCENTSY wax. I've got my vendor wax. I've got some candles. And I have one little miscellaneous item. So if you're interested in seeing what I got through this past week to 10 days, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, as usual, I will timestamp the description box below. So if you want to jump around, you can easily do that. We'll start with the one sole miscellaneous item. I installed a wallflower this week. This is Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin from Bath & Body Works. And this has notes of warm cinnamon, fresh ground clove, and brown sugar. It says it's increased intensity. I'm here to tell you it's not. I have this going for a few days now in my regular bathroom, my like everyday use bathroom, and it's light. So, you know, the wallflowers, give or take. I got to tell you, I'm kind of curious about that Pura system. So if any of you out there have that, I'm kind of wondering how that would work instead of my wallflowers. Yeah, especially in my private bath. I mean, maybe not so much my general bath, but my private bath, I'm kind of considering it. I actually ran into the system at my local Home Goods the other day. So it was the one that's teamed up with the packaging that's teamed up with HomeWorx. So there were a couple of HomeWorx scents in it. So it was kind of like getting the HomeWorx vials for free. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. I got to say that aesthetically, I don't love it so much. Like, it's not, obviously not as cute as wallflower plugs. But if it works so much better, I don't know. I do find some wallflowers that work very well. But a lot of them, unfortunately, do not. So next we'll get into the candles. And I will tell you that I recorded my candle footage a bit earlier than today. So I will insert that. And yeah, we'll get to the candles. Okay, so the first candle I got through was a blueberry pumpkin, and this is from ScentWorx. If you know, Harry Slacken, the creator of HomeWorx, also the creator of ScentWorx. I do believe they revamped this brand, and this brand looks a bit different now, but it kind of disappeared off the shelves for a little bit. I know you could find these at Kohl's. Harry did have some online for a little bit, but I haven't seen them online forever. I don't remember where else. Every once in a while you could find them at a discount store like Ross or something, but it wasn't very frequently. So they weren't easy to come by. But like I said, Kohl's was the place that I mainly found these. And then there for a bit, they just kind of disappeared. And then they were brought back a little bit. But I don't know that I've purchased any since they brought them back. Harry seems to be delving in different brands. Like, he's got this new Dwell brand going on. And, of course, he has that brand he had going on at Home Depot. I can't remember what it's called. Aroma something or other. And I think there's something else he's working with. I don't know. I can't keep track. But, anyway, I'm kind of over these candles anyway, to be quite honest. Not because, you know, they don't perform okay. Not all of them do. Some of them do. But they're just kind of hard to store because of the shape of the jar. Yeah, they're beautiful and they're quite hefty, but I just struggle to find storage for them, which is funny because I love HomeWorx candles and they're even larger, but I don't know. There's something about this. Is it a hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's an octagon. It's like 8 sides. Yeah. So it's like, you know, this kind of shape. I'm just kind of over it. Unless there's an amazing scent that I need, I'm just going to finish what's in my collection. I probably have another good, maybe 10 scents, maybe less, of ScentWorx. But I plan to just move them out of my collection. But this is Blueberry Pumpkin. Like I said, I already showed that. This has notes of vanilla bean, blueberry, white pumpkin, and with vanilla. As I showed already, the inside, this burned down pretty well. Not a lot of sooting. Yeah, there's not a lot of residue in the jar, so I was pretty happy with its performance. Another thing I've noticed with ScentWorx, a lot of times the wicks are kind of uncentered, and they are here. Not too overly bad on this one in particular, but I've seen worse ones. And they tend to be very close together, which I noticed when I burned, like the flame. At some points, it would look like just one big flame because the wicks are so close together, which is kind of another annoying thing. So, like I said, I'm just going to burn them and get them out of my collection. This was a decent scent. It was definitely a blueberry pumpkin scent. I don't know for sure I could say it was white pumpkin. I did get that vanilla element to this. It performed okay. I would say it was a medium. And I burned this in conjunction with other blueberry candles. So I enjoyed it. And I'm glad I'm finished up. So that's blueberry pumpkin. And like I said, I mean, these jars are beautiful. It's just I'm done. I'm just done. Speaking of Harry Slacken and HomeWorx, I finished up a cinnamon vanilla. And this is Harry's 4-wick. Look at that label. Oh my gosh, does that look delicious? I wish I had a couple of these right now. So cinnamon vanilla has notes of vanilla bean, cinnamon stick, allspice, and clove. This is just a great cinnamon vanilla scent. I don't really pick, well, a little bit, but I don't really pick up a ton of that clove. I get more of that allspice than I do the clove. But I get that lovely bakery type warm cinnamon vanilla blend, and I really enjoyed it. This one burnt a little bit dirty compared to what some of my HomeWorx burn like, but I chucked that up a little bit to the fact that I had this in a hurricane most of the time. I had it going in my clear glass hurricane for some of the time, and then in my pumpkin 3-tier hurricane. And I think that pumpkin one, sometimes the candles burn a little hotter because I just feel like that hurricane kind of hugs the candle a little bit tighter. And so they get a little hot, but I didn't lose any wicks. And besides some of the sootiness, and it did get in the wax a little bit, it didn't really change the scent, so I'm not going to complain. But I enjoyed it, and I finished it up. And I would say the scent throw on this in a hurricane was anywhere between a 7.5 and an 8. I would lean more to the 7.5. But yeah, I would definitely get this again, and I do think I have one more in my collection. So I think also that Harry sells this in the big kahuna, you know, like the 80-ounce candle. So if this is a love for you, that might be worth picking up. So that is cinnamon vanilla. I also got through another HomeWorx candle. This is toasted vanilla pumpkin. And again, I mean, the label, so beautiful, so the epitome of fall. So toasted vanilla pumpkin, which is also the same scent as amaretto pumpkin, and I know this past season amaretto pumpkin and this candle have been seen out in the wild. In other words, they've been seen at Home Goods and TJ Maxx and Marshalls, you know, those stores like that. So if you run into both of them, my Home Goods actually had both. They are the same candle. So pick your favorite label. Toasted vanilla pumpkin is amaretto vanilla creme, spiced pumpkin, cardamom, and tonka bean. If you saw my top HomeWorx candles for fall, you know that this is a top favorite for me. It's just such a beautiful vanilla heavy pumpkin scent. Yeah, it's just the most delicious gourmand vanilla heavy pumpkin scent, just like I said. This candle here usually performs very well. However, I will tell you, I burned this in my kitchen. So this was located in my kitchen the entire life of its burn. I burned my HomeWorx in a hurricane in my kitchen because I have a large hurricane out there, and I like to keep it out there for looks and to amplify my candle scent. Because my kitchen is fairly sizable. I mean, it's not huge by any means, but it's not tiny either. So I do use my hurricane. This candle this time, and this was poured fall of 2023, this candle this time was a little on the light side, which is very disappointing because this is a favorite. I will say, once I got down to the last few burns, it really opened up. And then I could smell that beautiful scent that I know and love. And I was like, where was this the whole time? I can't explain why that happens with candles. I know some people have the theory there's like pockets of fragrance oils in certain spots. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I don't usually have that kind of experience. I usually, if I can't smell it, I can't smell it the whole time. And if I do smell it, I usually smell it the whole time. But this was one of those weird situations where, yeah, definitely quite light. I could smell it, but quite light at the beginning of the burn. And then as I got deeper into the candle, it got stronger. So that throw was not the greatest at the beginning. It definitely got stronger at the end. And it was the candle that I know and love towards the end. So really wish it was like that the entire time. I do have a number of these in my collection because, like I said, it is a favorite. So I'm kind of scared. I may burn another soon. I usually kind of end my pumpkin candle burning by the end of November. So I don't know if I'll get to another one because I have a number of other fall candles I'm working on. So I may not. So I may sit till next year anyway. And maybe it'll be stronger by that time. Although this has been sitting since 2023. So a year. And it felt like it should be doing pretty good. And like I said, I mean, the bottom did. So I don't know what the heck was going on. But this is the most delicious scent. So if you have a chance to try it, do so. I highly recommend. It's a great candle. So that is Toasted Vanilla Pumpkin. Alrighty, I have a few Bath and Body Works candles. The first one I got through was Afternoon Apple Picking. This is a pretty label. So this is new to candle form this year. I have seen this in hand soap form before. Not sure if it was anything else. I don't remember seeing it in a wallflower, but I do know it was definitely in hand soap because I had it in hand soap. I don't know if that was brand new last year, but I do think I picked up mine last year. And in fact, I have it in my downstairs bathroom right now because I didn't finish it all last year. So I think I used like just a tad bit last year. So I pulled it back out. I kept it and pulled it back out. But this was actually released this year first in a single wick. And I actually did pick up a single wick. And I probably should have burned them simultaneously. But I didn't because I was probably too lazy to go back downstairs and find it. So shortly after the single wick was released, this 3-wick popped up on the website. So I picked it up. And this has scent notes of crisp apple, succulent pear, and cinnamon. That's basically exactly what this is. I will say it's definitely lighter on the cinnamon. So I actually think if you were adverse to cinnamon, you would probably still be okay with this. I don't detect a lot of cinnamon in here. I mainly get that juicy apple and that juicy pear. It's definitely a fruity candle. And I really enjoyed it. I would definitely pick this up again. I was actually quite impressed with the burn. Yeah, I don't get a burn like this with Bath & Body Works candles. And this is a new one this year. So maybe they're working on some issues. I don't know. It definitely had better wicks. It was the thinner wicks. I know those short, stumpy, rope-like wicks, they never burn well for me. But I was quite impressed. It didn't get dirty. I'm trying to think, did I have any puny wicks with this one? I don't remember having puny wicks with this one. So I think this one behaved pretty well. If I did remove any wax, it was only once and it would have only been a little bit. I've had a number that I've had to do that. So it's kind of hard to remember which ones I did and which ones I didn't. I should keep notes. But for the most part, I was very happy with this candle. So I would definitely get it again. So that's Afternoon Apple Picking. And by the way, I didn't show the wicks on my Toasted Vanilla Pumpkin, and I should have. This was a pretty clean burn. Any soot buildup that you see around the edges, which is minimal at best, that usually kind of builds up. I mean, there are times when it's, you know, I do get a sooty HomeWorx now and then. But that mainly, I usually get that at the end of the burn. So once it gets down to where it just liquefies all the way down to the wick clips, the candle tends to burn quite hot, and I do get that sooting around the edges. But that was a pretty clean burn. I should have mentioned that when I was talking about the candle earlier, but sorry about that. Made me think of it when I showed you this one. Also from Bath & Body Works, I got through Ghoul Friend. And I gotta tell you, It just perturbs me a little when Bath & Body Works gives you a label like this. Like, come on. Can you just give me the label all the way around? Especially because it's so pretty. It just reminds me of like a spooky tattoo. And I like it. It would have been nice if it went all the way around. Kept that design going. But yeah, I guess it's kind of nice to have it like this too, because if you don't like the label, you can just turn the candle around. I don't tend to do that. I like looking for candles with pretty labels. And so I did like this label and I bought a couple. So Ghoul Friend has notes of dark strawberries, ghostly peony, spine chilling citrus. This is a scent that's come out for years, every Halloween. As long as I can remember, Bath & Body Works has released this candle. And I tend to pick it up because I love the Halloween labels. The funny thing is, though, I don't really love this scent at this time of the year. It's just a bit too floral for my liking during October. And so I don't know why I keep picking it up, but I do. Like I said, I have more in my collection. So with different designs, not just this one. So I guess I'll be enjoying it again next year. And they'll probably come out with a fabulous Halloween label next year, and I will pick it up again. But they did offer at least one new. There might have been a couple of new Halloween scents this year, so I thank them for that. But yeah, this is Ghoul Friend. It's just a super fruity floral candle. That's basically what it is. You get those fruits and you get that floral. And I basically burned this in my kitchen because I was like, I just don't really want that floral going on in my living area. So I would burn it out there, and it performed well. It was strong. Those dark fruity notes tend to be strong, and that floral note, the peony, was strong. So it did well. It performed well. It's a little hard to see when it's dark wax like that. There is a little bit of sooting buildup, but nothing too bad. It's actually pretty darn clean, so I can't complain about it. I had no puny wick syndrome on this one. I didn't have to empty any wax, so yeah, I was once again happy. This is, I believe, last year's release. It is. So I was once again very pleased with the performance. So I can't complain. It was actually a good Bath & Body Works candle week, which I can't always say. So like I said, I'll probably pick it up again. But throwing this, guys, it was probably a good 7.5 for sure. No hurricane or anything. I don't usually put my Bath & Body Works candles in a hurricane. I may pop them in a candle holder, but usually that's it. And I think I only burnt that in the candle holder maybe once or twice when I tried to bring it into my living room. And then I was like, nah, I think I'm going to keep it out there. And then last from Bath & Body Works, I got through a Marshmallow Fireside. And Marshmallow Fireside has notes of toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla. Most people know what this smells like. It's just such a yummy, smoky, delicious, ooey gooey marshmallow. It's super sweet. It's slightly smoky. It's just like I like my smoky marshmallow scents to be. This candle also performed pretty well. Very clean. Yeah, it's like I can't believe I was able to get to the bottom of these candles, but I did. The funny thing with this one though is the wicks kind of disappeared. They like disintegrated when I got to the bottom. So yeah. There's still a little bit of wax in there, so I'm not sure why they did that. But literally, once they got to here, the wicks were just so gone, you couldn't light them again. And I really wouldn't want to, because I don't know if you can see the shadow. But, you know, once they get to like a 1/2 inch of wax, this one's a little less, probably between 1/4 and 1/2. I kind of put them out because they tend to burn, you know, liquefy all the way down. And they start losing their scent anyway. And once they liquefy all the way down, sometimes the wick clips come unglued and the wicks start moving around. I just don't want to end up with a busted jar and a mess, because if that wick gets too close to the edge of the glass, your jar could crack, and I don't want to deal with that. So, and I believe they recommend it. I thought they put it on the bottom of the candle. I was looking at one of these recently. Apparently they don't, but I believe it's recommended that you stop burning it around a 1/2 inch of wax left. So I try to do that. But that is Marshmallow Fireside. I actually burned this in my living room. I really should have burnt 2 because the space is just too open for one candle. So I kind of burned it in conjunction with others. I could definitely smell it when I was in the vicinity of where my candle was, which is on my ledge in front of me. And I did a couple of times probably put it under my candle lamp which it did well under my candle lamp. So I could smell it when I was in the vicinity, but this space was just too large of a space for it to scent the entire space. But I love it. It's a scent that I always pick up. And Bath & Body Works usually releases this in several labels every year, starting with fall, and they take it through winter, which I think is perfect. So that's Marshmallow Fireside. It was a good Bath & Body Works candle week. Like, I can't believe. 3 for 3. Can't believe it. Okay, so I don't often have this brand in my candle empties, but I do this week, especially because it's a Halloween label, Halloween design, and I like this candle and I like the design, so I picked it up. I actually picked up one this year and one last year. The one I'm going to show you is not actually done yet, but I'll probably finish it out this week. Halloween's over, so I just want to finish it out, enjoy it, get it out of my collection, recycle it, all that good stuff. But I figured I would show you because they're the same scent. And I figured, you know, once I finish it up, I don't really want to keep it around to include in my empties video. I'll just toss it because I would have already showed you. And I would have already talked about the scent, so you probably wouldn't want to hear me talk about it again. But this is Yankee Candles Blood Orange Pumpkin. And usually I'm talking about the HomeWorx candles being so pretty, but it's mighty cute. So I don't know, do they have the scent notes on this? They do not. Yeah, when I post this, I'll try to include the scent notes above if I can still find them. I'm not sure if Yankee has any left on their website. I did pick this up in one of their 3-wick versions this year. This is their 3-wick, but this is the older version. They did away with these. These are wider. You can see that burned pretty clean, so I was pretty happy with the burn. This probably has just slightly more wax in it than I would usually let them go, but I'm going to let it go because if you can tell, those wicks, yeah, they moved. That's why they're, I mean, when I was originally burning this candle, there's 3 wicks. They were, you know, equidistant from each other. And once it got liquefied all the way down, they started to move. So that's what I'm talking about. The wicks become unglued and the wicks start to move around. So I decided this was not worth lighting again. There's some sooting in there, but nothing too bad. For a Yankee candle, I was pretty happy with its performance because they can tend to get pretty grody. This wax is actually quite clean. So I was pretty happy with its performance. The throw in Yankee candles, I don't know what is going on with Yankee these days. I mean, you know, in their heyday, you know, when the owners of Kringle candle now, well, the owner, I know his father owned the original Yankee candle. When they owned Yankee, I mean, Yankee was it. That was my first candle experience that I ever remember. My first wax melts experience that I ever remember. Yankee is where it all started for me, and I think Yankee is where it all started for a lot of people. So it's sad to me that their candles are just not quite what they used to be. I really wish they would get back to that heyday, but they're not yet. I will say I get better experience out of their 3 wicks and their signature tumbler candles than I do. Like, I don't buy the large jars anymore. The large jars, which I don't have one here. I don't get them from Yankee, but I have a large jar from Kringle. I was trying to think if I had one on my table because I did a Kringle haul recently, but I already took it down and put it away. But the large, like, apothecary style, you know, like the old Yankee jars, they still have them. Yeah, I don't buy those from Yankee anymore. They do not perform for me. I can never smell them. I literally have had them sitting next to me on this stand with a candle lamp over top of me, warming and melting them, and cannot smell them. Like, it's sitting right next to me. It's an entire candle. It's paraffin wax. Why don't I smell this candle? I got tired of going through it, tired of spending money on them. Every time they send me an email that says, oh, big sale on the large candle jars, I delete it. Yeah, I just can't. But anyway, as I was saying, the throw was a little light. I could definitely smell it because I was burning too. This is the other one I was talking about. So this is the signature jar 2-wick tumbler that I mentioned. And I just love the label. It's the same scent, Blood Orange Pumpkin. But yeah, I burned them both at the same time. And I basically got the throw that I wanted in my kitchen. Sometimes sometimes I would bring it out into my open space, but only if I was burning other things at the same time. So the scents could kind of mingle, or melting things at the same time that kind of would go with the blood orange pumpkin kind of scent. And I will tell you, I don't get a whole lot of pumpkin from this. I mainly get that blood orange, and I like orange scents. It is a little bit more, it's not quite bitter, because I don't really like a bitter orange scent, but it's definitely not like your sweet, juicy orange, which blood orange scents don't tend to be. But together, burning them, the scent gave me, or the throw gave me what I needed. So, yeah, I'm going to finish this one up. I'll show you how this one's doing as well. This one's also performing quite well. I will say this one has been a little soot monster at times. I actually cleaned this jar recently, so it doesn't look that bad. But this was pretty black at the top. There is still some soot that's still left there. I am the type that will clean them because the soot on my jar just drives me nuts. So I will clean the jar when I see a lot of soot build up. But I'll always tell you that. Like, it's not something I'll keep hidden. That is something I will always let you know, because, I mean, I'm here to give you an honest opinion of what I think about the candles that I get through. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not so good, but that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to, you know, I'm not affiliate with any of these candle companies. I have no reason to, you know, lie to you about it. So, yeah, I cleaned the jar. But anyway, I'm going to finish this one up and then purge that out of my collection. And I do, like I said, I picked up the 3-wick this year. And I'm trying to think, I may have one more of these tall jars. I can't remember for sure, but I definitely have the 3-wick. I don't know if you saw the 3-wicks this year, but they were gorgeous. They had like flowers in the design, but they also had like this fall Halloween vibe. They were amazingly gorgeous, but yeah, different. They're smaller than this jar now. So the 3-wicks are not this huge. I think these are 18 ounce. Are these 18 ounce? 18 ounce. That's funny because the HomeWorx is the same size. So they're both 18 ounce. They don't look that, huh? Isn't that interesting? They're both 18 ounce. So anyway, I believe their new 3-wicks are 14 ounces. Don't quote me on that. They're about the same size as a Bath & Body Works candle, which Bath & Body Works is 14.5 ounces. So, yeah. And then I also burned through Kringle Candles, It's Evil, which is part of its Halloween line. And obviously this is a nod to Stephen King's It. So you see the little boy on the label holding the red balloon that was in It with the scary Pennywise clown. So this doesn't have scent notes on the bottom. I checked it right before I started filming this video and I was like, are you serious? Yeah, Kringle just goes back and forth with whether they have scent notes or not. To be fair, I picked this one up. I believe I picked it up last year. I think that was the first release of it. And then it was brought back this year. So why does it have scent notes? Because if it was released last year, I feel like scent notes should have been on it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you that this is like an almond bakery scent. Yeah. You guys know I don't particularly love almond scents. But this was delicious. Burned down beautifully. I did have to trim these wicks a lot because they formed mushrooms every single burn. So every time I burned it, I had pull or nip the top of the wicks. And the wicks were a little thin, I noticed when I would nip them. So I had to be really careful not to like chop the whole thing off because they seemed kind of frail to me. But other than that, just seeming like that, it burned beautifully. I mean, the wax is very clean. It burned beautifully. The throw, a little on the light side, but I could definitely detect it in my room. I like to burn this in conjunction with other like vanilla scents and things like that because this kind of was like an almond vanilla-y scent. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much so that I picked up another one this year. I may have just said that because, yeah, I've had such a crazy day with work today. I did work from home, but I was working on a closing today, and it's just... Actually, I've been working on a closing the last 2 days. Actually, I've been working on this closing for weeks, but down to the nitty-gritty the last 2 days, and it was just kind of insane, and it's just been a tough day. So if I repeated myself, I apologize, but I love this candle. I purchased it again. So, yeah. Last time I checked, it was still on Kringle's site, and it was reduced to $17, which is half the price, half of its retail price. I don't know if that's still on the site because that was like a week ago that I saw that. So Kringle is running a good sale right now that I need to go in and make a purchase because there are a few candles I've had my eyes on and I want to pick up. But yeah, it's evil. I love Kringle's Halloween line. I especially love the fact that they do include a gourmand or 2 or 3 because I'm just not into the earthy scents. And I know that's typical for Halloween scents, but I like my bakery. And even though I don't love almond all the time, I did think this was delicious. It was very authentic almond croissant-y smelling, and I really, really enjoyed it. So that's It's Evil. Okay, guys, that'll wrap it up for the candles. The reason I like to record them early is a lot of times I like to get them cleaned out, recycled, all that good stuff out in the trash, done with, and I don't like a bunch of them sitting on my counter or trying to find space to put them. So it's been working well for me to kind of record my candles separately. If it works out that it all falls in the same night, then I will do it all together, but it's working out for me to do it that way, so hopefully you guys don't mind. But yeah, that's just easy for me to include my candle footage that way. I will say I did get through quite a few candles this week, and I'm pretty excited about that. So moving on, we'll go over the retail wax I went through this week. I have a few, not too many. So the first retail wax I got through was Goose Creek's Love You Latte. That's just their 6-piece clamshell. This is their older style clamshell. Not sure how long I've had this, but I would say at least a couple of years. I did write down the scent notes. Love You Latte has notes of fresh brewed coffee, marshmallows, vanilla cream, milk, espresso, caramel, and creamy vanilla. I have been warming most of my retail wax out in my kitchen. This is a really nice, creamy latte cappuccino-esque type of blend. That espresso note is not real strong at all. It's not a bitter coffee. It's not a super strong coffee. It is more creaminess than anything else. I really enjoyed this because I like a very creamy coffee. I personally love lattes and I love how they smell. So I really like this. I think I have one more in my collection, and I'm not sure if it's being offered by Goose Creek right now. I don't remember seeing it on the site. I feel like they have a lot less wax melts on their site than they used to have. So I don't know if that means they're going to eventually fade them out. I don't know, but hopefully not. But that's Love You Latte. I'm not even sure if I saw the candle available. So I did finally place a Goose Creek candle order. So I will have a haul to share with you guys coming up. But yeah, I think it's my only Goose Creek haul of the year. And I will say that my Christmas Magic candle was missing from online. And I'm like, why? I did see it in single wick, and I did pick up a single wick, but that's like my absolutely favorite scent from Goose Creek. So I was a little perturbed, but I figured it's coming at a later date. Well, I got an email from Goose Creek about a gift set, Christmas gift sets, and they're like a 4-pack of candles or something for like $65 or something because they're in a gift box. There's my Christmas Magic. It's in one of those sets. So I'm not happy. I don't know if they're going to go ahead and list it singly. I haven't checked the website yet to see, but they better, because I'm not going to buy a gift set to get one Christmas Magic candle. That's not happening. So I will be quite pissed about that. I'm not going to lie, because, you know, the only reason I buy from Goose Creek right now is to get my favorite scents that I already know and love. Not really buying anything new from them, but Christmas Magic is a favorite, and I need it. So I know I can get it in wax melts, and maybe that's what I'll load up on, but not too happy. Anyway, moving on. From Better Homes and Gardens, I warmed through Pomegranate and Spice Cider. And this is notes of pomegranate, apple, cinnamon, clove, spice, and wine accord. This I wasn't sure I would love because I don't always love pomegranate scents. But this was quite nice. I do get a little bit of that wine vibe for sure. It smells like a dark wine. I'm not really a drinker. I used to be, but I just don't anymore. But I also get that pomegranate. But it's really nice because you really get those spices in there. kind of like mulled spices. So it really gives it a nice fall vibe. It performed well, and it's a scent I would definitely consider getting again. I also got a very like apple ciderish vibe, and I enjoyed it. So that's pomegranate and spiced cider. And you can get these at Walmart if you're ever interested in those. They're really cheap, like $2.22 or something like that. This is also purchasable at Walmart. This is ScentSationals Leaves and Lattes. And I did see this at my Walmart recently, although I've had this for a little bit. So on the packaging, it says smoked vanilla and mahogany, which is interesting. I must have not paid attention to that because I probably wouldn't pick that up because I am not a mahogany fan. Although, I will say, I do like mahogany vanilla from Bath & Body Works. But I don't remember looking at this and thinking that's what it was going to smell like. And of course, I always smell them in the store before I get them. Yeah, and I would have smelled this. And I will say, I do pick up that mahogany. But I think that's more probably because it's been sitting a little bit. But I did look this up. And the scent notes are quite different. I mean, they include these. But the scent notes say apple, pumpkin, spice, mahogany, vanilla, espresso, coffee, vanilla, wood, amber, and musk. No smoked vanilla. No smoky note. I mean, wood, I guess, would be the closest. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I do get a little bit of muskiness to this. But I really get like a earthy, kind of like a leaves vibe. Definitely pick up that apple note. Latte kind of smell, like a coffee smell. More so coffee, I think, latte. But it really is creamed and smoothed out by all those other notes. So it's definitely not like full blast coffee. I enjoyed this. This was pretty decent. I don't know that I need it again in my life, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And that's Leaves and Lattes. Performed okay. It was a little light, but it could have been because I let it sit for a while. And then I picked this up at my local Kroger. I've had this in my collection for a bit too. This is Dutch apple bread, and that is by, it says homemade, Oak and Rye, which I think is also made by the same company as, is it ScentSationals? There's another company. Let me look inside here. Okay, yeah, Rimports. Rimports also, I think, makes the Better Homes and Gardens wax. Or at least they did. Actually, this says Walmart now. I feel like Rimports used to make these. Look inside. Yeah, they definitely say Walmart. Okay, that has changed over time. I think. I'm pretty sure Rimports used to make this. Or is it Rimports made ScentSationals? Did it make them all? I don't know. Let's see. ScentSationals, made in the USA. This ScentSationals is also made by Rimports. So that must be where I remember seeing it. But I could swear they made this wax too. I don't know. I could totally be wrong. But anyway, moving on. Dutch apple bread. I don't have the scent notes to this. They make it not easy to find. This was a nice, sweet apple bakery type of blend. I enjoyed it, but it was a bit light. I would have enjoyed it more if I could smell it better. But it was very much like an apple bread. So there's that. Would not repurchase. I don't even know that I could repurchase it anymore. All right, that'll do it for the retail wax. Let's move on to SCENTSY that I got through this week. So I have a number of bars. I've got 10 bars here. One is not empty, only because I did not love it. And so I am going to destash the rest of it. First bar I got through was Pink Poinsettia. And Pink Poinsettia is plum, blackberry, and pomegranate. This was nice, very fruity. I definitely get that pomegranate note. I definitely get that plum note. It was quite sweet. The plum was quite sweet. Blackberry, I don't remember thinking I smell blackberry. I mainly get that plum and pomegranate. So I enjoyed it. I think I have another bar in my collection. It performed well. I'm trying to think how long it lasted. I think I had this going in my bathroom for a couple of days, and then I finished it out in my bedroom. And I think I only kept it in my bedroom a day. It did still have some scent left when I emptied it out, but I just was ready for a change. Very fruity blend. Also did Harvest Blessings. And this has notes of apple, spiced pumpkin, and oak. Definitely get the apple. I don't really get much spice here. I get the oak and I get a bit of pumpkin. But I get apple and oak more than I do anything else. This was okay. I'm not huge into woodsy type scents, so it was just okay to me. And it was a little on the light side, but it is an older bar. So I don't know how it would have done if it was fresh. It's at least a few years old. Jeweled Pomegranate. Speaking of older bars, this is an older bar too, but this is pretty well. So this is pomegranate, mandarin, and cinnamon. Yeah, I really get that orange in here, and I think that's why I really like this. I have picked this up a number of times in like flash sales and bundles and things like that. It seems like SCENTSY always has it in a clearance deal, flash sale. So I have several bars of it. You get the pomegranate, you get the orange. I don't pick up the cinnamon really. Maybe a tad, a pinch, very lightly so, but I mainly get the fruit vibes. So enjoyed that, and I think I have a couple more of these in my collection, so I'll enjoy it again. I think that would be good if you warmed it with a tree scent simultaneously. Maybe alternating warmers, maybe combining them together. Listen to me telling you how to blend. Don't listen to me because I don't know anything about blending, but I do feel like that would be good with tree. Speaking of good with tree, this is Wrapped in Lights. And this is one of the scents that SCENTSY has released in the new Christmas tree bricks. So I threw the scents that I was interested in, I threw them in a one and done club so I could try them in this size instead of the brick size because I was a little hesitant about the scents. And so I didn't want to go all in on bricks and end up with a bunch of wax that I may not like. So Wrapped in Lights has notes of sparkling lemon, pomegranate, and mulled spices. You would think I liked pomegranate, as much pomegranate as I warmed this week. I really like this. I really like this. I definitely get the mulled spices. I get a citrus vibe. I don't pick up a lot of the pomegranate. It's kind of all the way in the background. And I almost feel like there's more than lemon in here as to the citrus. I almost kind of feel like there could be a little bit of orange in here. Although the scent notes don't say that. But I was really surprised how much I like this. Because I don't usually do lemon scents in the cooler months. I just feel like lemon is a warm weather scent. And so I didn't think I was going to like it. But I really did. And then there was a day where I alternated this with... I don't have it here. I must have already... Actually, maybe I still have some left. No, I must have already talked about it in a previous Empties video. I think I did. But there was a day where I alternated warmers with Christmas tree, and I really enjoyed it. So I know for sure that they go well together. So Christmas tree is another one of the brick scents. So yeah, that was good. Wrapped in Lights. Okay. All right, so I've got 3 scents here from the Disney Signature Treats collection. And I'm actually working on... warming one more. Yeah, I warmed it last night, but I don't have it in these empties because I'm not finished with the clams. So the first one I warmed through was Fruit and Hazelnut Waffle Delight. You guys, this scent is so good. This is definitely my favorite of the collection. This is going in my club. This has notes of warm and fluffy waffle, hazelnut spread, blueberries, and strawberries. This gives me, if you have ever warmed or burned HomeWorx Berry Pumpkin Waffle. Yeah, Berry Pumpkin Waffles. That candle is so delicious. This smells so similar to that candle. Exact dupe, probably not. But it just reminds me of that candle so much. And I love that candle. If you watch my HomeWorx Top Fall Candles video, it's included in that video. I absolutely love it. This gives me those vibes. And yeah, this has gone in my club. So, so good. It's funny because it shows pictures of bananas on the cover. I'm not sure I get banana, but whatever I get, I love it. It just smells like a yummy, fluffy, berry-covered waffle. And it's just, oh, it's so good. So good. So that is, I can never remember the name because it's so long. Fruit and Hazelnut Waffle Delight. That is just a mouthful. Yeah, that's a club contender. I also worn from the same collection Glazed Almond Dreams. And this has notes of roasted almond, sugar, and sparkling cinnamon. This was okay. I definitely get that roasted almond note. And you guys know that I don't particularly love almond. But I figured that maybe the cinnamon and the sugar may help this along for me. And it did. So I enjoyed it for what it was worth. Just because I don't particularly love almond scents. But I did enjoy this. The sweet and the spicy of the cinnamon really made me enjoy this. But not a club contender for me. So this is a one and done for me. But I did enjoy it while I was going. Glazed Almond Dreams. By the way, I'm forgetting to mention how well these did. This I did in my open space. It did great. So, yeah, definitely go on my club. This I did in my bedroom, and it was a little on the light side. And then when I did it in my bathroom, I could smell it nice and strong. So, smaller spaces, it did well. It may get better with time. Wrapped in Lights, I did in my bathroom, and I also did it in my bedroom, and it did great in both spots. Jeweled Pomegranate, I did in my kitchen. Did great. Harvest Blessings, I told you that was kind of a light one. And I don't remember that lasting a long time either. So, yeah. Take that for what you will. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I love the packaging on this. So, this is Gardenia, Blood Orange, and Satsuma Plum. Not really sure what Satsuma Plum is. But this, I really did like this scent. But when it comes to like, and I don't know that plum is in that one. I don't think it is. Yeah, I was thinking about the Sanderson sisters, but that's cherry. When it comes to plum scents, I just think that I really like them with maybe something a little slightly perfumey, but I really like them with bakery. And so I have Rum Pum Plum. It wasn't my club. It came back in the catalog, so I removed it while the catalog was available. I really, really like that scent. So if I had to choose between the two plum scents, I'm going to go with that bakery version. But this was good. You definitely got like a dark fruity vibe. You got that plum. It was very pretty. But I do detect a little bit of the floral. And I think I was watching Lisa Roberry's video, and she mentioned that she didn't really get the gardenia. And I can't tell you that it's gardenia, because I feel like gardenia is stronger. But there's definitely a floral note here. So, well, I can't say I smell gardenia. I do smell something floral here. I like this. And I would buy it from time to time if it returned. But I just don't think it's club worthy. But then again, I might put it in there and get another bar. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But for now, that is Mistress of Evil. It did perform well, and it had longevity. This went on for 2 days in my bedroom. It did just fine. And I warmed it in my bathroom as well. I tend to start off my scents like 2 cubes in my bathroom, and then I'll usually finish up the clam in my bedroom. That's what I've been doing lately. I used to just do 4 cubes in my bedroom and then take it from there. But this seems to be working out well. And then sometimes I'll just do 5 cubes in my bedroom, and I'll sneak a cube to work. You guys know I'm not supposed to warm scents at work. But every once in a while, I sneak 1 cube into a warmer. And I warm it first thing in the morning before anyone else gets there. And then I shut it down. So it only goes for like a half hour. Maybe 45 minutes if I'm lucky. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I also warmed through Grandma's Orchard. And I think I definitely picked this up in like a flash sale or something like that. So this has notes of applewood and Anjou pear. I really get apple from here. I know it says applewood, and I do get a woodsy vibe for sure. But I feel like I get a lot of apple in here. And I do get a bit of like a spicy pear. This was good. I enjoyed this. I warmed this 2 different times in my kitchen, and I like that. So, too bad I can't get it anymore, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, I forgot one of my bars from the Signature Treats. This is the one I didn't finish, guys. So this is Candy Apple Delight. The wax is so pretty, but as you can see, I warmed 2 cubes. I did the 2 cubes in my bathroom because I knew that I was probably not going to love this just because of how it smells on cold. Most people love scents like this. A caramel apple scent. That's exactly what this is. The scent notes are apple, buttered caramel, and pecan sugar. It's a caramel apple scent. Most people love scents like this, but me, I tend to get a celery note, and I totally got that with this. So it was not a joy for me. I'm not interested in warming the rest, so obviously that's not a club contender for me. The only one that's going in my club from this this collection is that Waffle one. I can tell you that right now. I'm currently warming the cinnamon bun bash, Mickey Mouse cinnamon bun bash, I think it is, one in my bathroom, and it's okay, but it's not a club contender for me. And the churro one just straight up smells foul on cold. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to try putting it in a warmer. I may, but I may not. So yeah, the winner is that fruit and hazelnut waffle blend for sure, for me, in my opinion. But I think the majority of people will like this. I will tell you, it's strong. It's strong, but it's just not my scent vibe. So that's Candy Apple Delight. And last from SCENTSY, I got through Holiday Market. And this is from the Holiday Collection. So Holiday Market is pink grapefruit, pomegranate juice, and allspice. Again, with the pomegranate. But I'm finding if pomegranate is mixed with spice, I do like it. And I really did like this bar. Yeah, this was good. It's kind of similar to that Wrapped in Lights in that it's like a fruity malt spice kind of vibe. Slightly different with the fruits that are included in this compared to the fruits included in that. But I did like this. I will say as far as performance, Wrapped in Lights was stronger for me. This was lighter than Wrapped in Lights. But it still had its own. I could smell it in my bedroom just fine. And my bedroom is large with vaulted ceiling. So when a scent does well in my bedroom, I'm pretty happy with that. But not sure if I will keep this in club. I feel like I need to make a decision between this one and the Wrapped in Lights. And just because of performance, in my experience, it probably will be Wrapped in Lights. But I do like this. So I may get a couple more bars. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. So that'll wrap it up for my SCENTSY for the week. Let's move along to the vendor wax. All right. I got my little trusty HomeWorx jar. I come so close to purchasing another one of these for fall. I really do love this Harvest Leaves. That's the candle that was in this one. I really do love it. And I've already burnt through one regular size 18-ounce candle. It was so good. And I do think I want to burn through another. But man, I would really love to have. I got to tell you, I was waiting to get the Autumn Pumpkin one. But there really has not been a good sale. Not at QVC. I mean, there have been coupons, but not anything to write home about. And there's been free shipping. And Harry really hasn't. I guess he has done 30% off of them, but I don't know. I kind of feel like if I can get one for $60, I'm pretty happy with that. But I really don't want to pay more than that. And this is the 50-ounce. So I don't know. We'll see. I do like this 50-ounce size. It's not quite as large as the 80-ounce. And so this has like 4 wicks. And it burned great in my open space here. I could smell it. Of course, I can smell the 18-ounce too in Harvest Leaves. So I don't know. I probably don't need it. I mean, I definitely don't need it. But, you know how it goes. All right. I got some vendor wax. And I got a scoop here. So hopefully I don't forget it. But let's go over a few here in the front that I only have one of from this particular vendor. So from Dessa's Homespun Scents, I got through Pumpkin Butter Bake. And this was in her tile shape. And this was her old formula, so I got this back last December. So this is buttery pumpkin, sweet cinnamon, brown sugar, and vanilla. This was good. It was just kind of like a, average scent. There was another pumpkin scent that I recently melted from Dessa's. I think it was called Pumpkin to Talk About. That was really good. So if it came down to a pumpkin scent, I would choose that one over this one. But this was okay. It's definitely a buttery pumpkin. From Birdies Making Sense, I warmed through pumpkin praline pancakes and glazed donut. This was one of her samples, which is quite sizable. It's like a nice size square with quite a few little cubes to it. This basically is just the scent notes that I just read to you. This was really good. Yeah, this was delicious. I really enjoyed this. It was just a delicious praline bakery scent. I picked up a little bit of that pancake note. It did well in my bedroom. I was just enjoying every minute that I warmed this, just savoring it. So I would definitely get that again. Pumpkin praline pancakes and glazed donut. That was really good. And then from Knowles Farm Scents, I warmed through a sample of banana brulee. This was 2 chunks, I think it was, and I stuck it in my candle crock in a small bedroom. This is roasted plantains, sugar, cinnamon, toasted almonds, rice milk, and vanilla. This smelled amazing on cold. This was poured in June of 2024. But it was a bit light on warm, and maybe it just wasn't enough wax for that size room. It was a small bedroom, but I probably should have did it in my bathroom. So I couldn't get a good read on it. But if he offered it, I would probably pick up a brittle so I would have more of the wax because, like I said, on cold, I love how this smells. So I would definitely try it if I had more wax to play with. From Zape, I warmed through Almond Nog. This was a sample from a mystery bag. And so this is just Almond Nog. That's all the scent notes that are here. So I'm assuming almond and eggnog or like an almond flavored, maybe eggnog made with, is eggnog made with milk? I think it is, right? Is that milk? I'm sorry, I'm not an eggnog drinker, so I don't know. Is it like milk, egg, and like rum or something? This was okay. Just not really my scent vibe with the almond note, but I warmed this in my candle crock as well, and it was a little on the light side, so maybe I just couldn't get enough read on it to know whether I loved it, but you know. Also from Zape, I warmed through Scary Movie. This was a nice size piece of wax, so I stuck this in my candle crock as well. This is buttered popcorn, candy corn, and candied apples. If you watch my haul video, you know on cold, I wasn't too sure about this one. I got a lot of that buttery popcorn, and on warm, I did too. So this was not a favorite. I could pick up the other notes, but that butteriness and that popcorn, I just couldn't get past. So again, you know, it's just personal scent preference. I think if you were a buttery popcorn lover, you would like this. It was the cutest shape though. It was like a little cupcake shape with like vampire teeth. From Sassy Girl Aroma. Okay, so from Sassy Girl, I warmed through a number of her little cookie shapes this week, and I was enjoying them. So I went through, I think they all have beach nights. They do. It must have been a beach night sampler, but I think I got these to a D-stash. So the first one is Cranberry Beach. And be patient with me because the writing is very, I mean, can you see that? That is so tiny. So we have tart cranberries, brown sugar, chopped walnuts, flaky pie crust, toasted marshmallow, sea salt, breeze, and s'mores. That latter part being beach nights. Yeah, her beach nights is so good. This was good. It definitely was cranberry that was more on the tart side. So while I did like it, I don't think I would pick it up again just because it wasn't a favorite combination with beach nights, and I do love me some beach nights, but I did like it. Like I didn't dislike it, and it performed great. Sassy Girl tends to do wonderful in my house. This was my favorite of the bunch. This was Beach Flurries. And this is notes of toasted marshmallow, sea salt, breeze, and s'mores, the beach nights. Pink, lavender, and cashmere woods. Pink, lavender, cashmere woods, I'm pretty sure is a Bath & Body Works type. And I can't remember what scent has that. But this was really nice. It was really beautiful. This was cozy and warm. I just really like that cashmere in there. It blended so well with that beach nights. The lavender did not overtake anything here. I just really, 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 really love this. So I would definitely pick that up again. It was just, this is something I would like love to warm in like January. Yeah, that would be great. And then I did Rage at the Beach. This is one I have been curious about. So this is Rustic Lodge, and I'm not sure what's in Rustic Lodge, but I have a feeling it's kind of like a winter, woodsy, maybe cabiny kind of scent. Blueberry, muffin, whipped cream, toasted marshmallow, sea salt, breeze, and s'mores. This was okay. It wasn't a favorite of mine, so I don't know. Maybe it's that Rustic Lodge that I'm not loving, although I do think I like that blend, so I don't know. Maybe it was, I just didn't like the mixture of the blueberry in there with the Rustic Lodge. I don't know. But I didn't dislike it. It just wasn't a favorite, if you know what I mean. But all of them performed very well. All were nice, strong wax, especially that cranberry one. That one was kicking, but I really like the coziness of that Beach Flurries. And then I did Fraser Oatmeal. And this has notes of cypress, lemon peel, evergreen, cedar, fir, amber, moss, ginger, clove, cinnamon, oatmeal, raisins, brown sugar, and maple. I should have known by the scent notes I probably would not love this. And I just didn't. I don't know what the note in here is that maybe it's just a combination of everything. I'm thinking I don't necessarily love that lemon peel in here, nor that moss. So yeah, that just wasn't a vibe for me. So I would not get that again. But I'm sure a lot of people would like it. So that's Fraser Oatmeal. From Salt Mountain Melts, I warm Sticky Fingers. This is scent notes of Bonfire Bliss, Toasted Marshmallow, Marshmallow Fluff, and Fire Roasted Marshmallow, and Pie Crust. Lots of marshmallow. I tend to like very marshmallow heavy smoky scents, so I don't love smoky heavy scents, but I like marshmallow heavy or vanilla heavy smoky scents. This one was just okay. It was a little on the light side. It was a souffle. I cut it into 8 pieces, 8 warmers. I spread it throughout my open space, and maybe it just wasn't a contender for my open space. It was a little light. What I could smell, I liked, but it more so to me came across to my nose as an equal amount of smoke and marshmallow, which was fine, but it just was a little light for me. So I do have another one of these in my collection, so I will probably warm it in my bedroom and enjoy it there. So that is Sticky Fingers. From Teddy Bees, I warmed through Pumpkin Cookie Jar. And this is scent notes of oatmeal, brown sugar, vanilla, pumpkin, sugar cookies, and a hint of maple. This was pretty good. I did enjoy this. I put this in my open space, again, the whole souffle, and it did fine. It performed fine. I wasn't sure if I was going to love it on cold, but on warm, I did enjoy it. But I also feel like Teddy Bees has other pumpkin scents I like more, but I liked it. Pumpkin Cookie Jar. It performed a good medium in my open space, so yeah, I could definitely smell it. From Lavender and Speckles, I warmed through Hazelnut Latte. And this is Hazelnut, Fluffy Marshmallows, and Coffee House. This was pretty good. This was a good coffee scent for sure. Yeah, this smells to me exactly like you're sitting in a coffee house. Like, it's such a creamy, sweet coffee vibe. I don't know that I pick up hazelnut. It does say hazelnut. I didn't get like a strong nutty vibe, but hazelnut's kind of sweet too. So maybe so, but I did enjoy it. I got 2 worms out of this 6-piece bag, so it was nice and strong. From Traverse City Wax, I warmed through the Perfect Autumn, which is a Bath & Body Works type. And this is cranberries, juicy apples, and spiced pumpkin. I love the Perfect Autumn. But I will say, I have not been getting the greatest performance out of Traverse City Wax in my home personally. So this did smell strong on cold. but I added the candles. So I can't say for sure how well this performed. I will say that at one point I decided to put the candles out and just see if I could smell the wax, and it was light. So that could be because it had been warming for a little bit. So it may not have been the wax. It just may have been that it was kind of wearing down. But I did team it up with 2 single wicks and a 3 wick of Bath & Body Works candles. So I enjoyed the scent, but it smells great in this bag. But I don't know. I'm just not getting good performance when it comes to my house. So I'm going to finish up what I have. And that's that. From L3 Waxy Wonders, I warmed through Glazed Donuts, Berry Waffle Cone, and Strawberry Pound Cake. This is actually going in my small bedroom now. This is nice, but this is a bit on the light side. So I probably would not get this again. And I'm not a big fan of Berry Waffle Cone. So that's just not my jam. And like I said, it's kind of light. So that was in one of her bunts. And that's currently going in my candle crock. Also from L3, I did blueberry cheesecake, whipped cream, and zucchini bread. Also a bunt. And I did this in my candle crock as well. Small bedroom. This one's good. Very sweet blueberry. It says cheesecake, but it was almost like a blueberry muffin. There was definitely a creaminess, but it has cheesecake and it has whipped cream and it has zucchini bread. I definitely picked up the zucchini bread. It was nice, smooth, delicious, bakery. I would pick that up again. And then I warmed through hazelnut coffee, white cake, and spiced oat milk. This was a bougie bar. And this, it was so pretty. It was like an ombre coloring to the bar. This was nice. But when it came to coffee scents this week, the Lavender Speckles won. So I probably would not pick that up again. It was a little on the light side for a coffee blend. So there's that. Ooh, yeah, this was good. So also from L3, I went through a 4-pack of her, and I think I did 2 at a time. Yeah, I did 2 at a time. So this was 2 warms. This is Pumpkin Crunch Cake, White Elephant Exchange, and Cupcakes at Tiffany's. And her White Elephant Exchange is powdered donuts, vanilla wafers, white cake, and vanilla frosting. I do like her White Elephant Exchange. This was really good. I really got that Cupcakes at Tiffany's. That really came out. And then you got a lot of that vanilla-ness coming from that White Elephant Exchange. I didn't get a ton of the pumpkin crunch cake, but there was definitely a heavy bakery element. Of course, there's a lot of bakery notes going on here. So I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. And I really do like her 4 packs of the Fruity Tarts. I like her Fruity Tarts, period. Whether a 2-pack or 4-pack, I like them. All right, from Britta's Creepy Treasures, I got through a number of scents. So I got through Parker Crane. I think this was a skull shape. So this is pink sugar, cake batter, fudge, and sweet and creamy. This was pretty yummy. It was definitely pink sugar heavy, so you have to like pink sugar to like it. But as in all Britta's wax, it performed great. I did this in my bedroom, so it was a nice, cozy, sweet kind of bedroom scent. I thought so. Oh, this was so good. This was so good. I think I have a couple more of this in my stash, but I need Britta to pour this again because I love it. This is Mad Hatter. And this was a souffle, and I warmed the whole thing in my open space. So this is tea and cakes, Danish butter cookies, and sweet and creamy. When I tell you her Danish butter cookies is superb, I so mean it. When I tell you her tea and cakes is superb, oh my gosh. I love her tea and cakes oil. It has a little bit of a citrusy vibe, but it is such a beautiful tea note. It just has a beautiful tea note. And then you get that slight bit of like a biscuit type of bakery to the cakes. It was so good. And that Danish butter cookies, it's so creamy and it's just, oh my gosh, so delicious. I love this blend. It was outstanding. It performed amazing. It was so good. Trying to think longevity. I had it going in my warmers. So sometimes I'll change out my warmers in about 5 hours or so, unless your blend has stopped smelling. Sometimes 6. But if I really, really love a scent and it's still going pretty strong, yeah, it stayed. And I don't remember exactly how many hours it went on, but oh my gosh, it was so good. I also wormed through The Thing. I'm trying to think. She has a request post going up now. I'm trying to think if I requested Mad Hatter. I think I did. I know I requested this. So The Thing is Icy Peppermint, Fire Roasted Marshmallow, and Vanilla Bean Marshmallow. This is just a really good creamy peppermint scent, as you would expect. It almost has like a buttermint vibe. It's sweet and it's creamy and it's very vanilla heavy. I just really love that. So The Thing. We're the Ones Who Live. I believe this was part of the Halloween event. This is Danish butter cookies, pecan pralines, and hazelnut marshmallow. Yeah, this was a great bakery. Her pralines oil, so good. It just has a nice, sweet, nutty vibe. It's also very creamy, vanilla-ish. It's funny that I don't love almond and wax, but I do like pecans, and that was delicious. That is something she should think about pouring again, because that was good. And I think there were good comments about it on her Facebook group. I also warmed through 2 of Ginger Snaps. So I decided to do this in my open space. So I did like her predator shape, and then this one I think was her skull. So this is gingerbread, pumpkin buttercream, vanilla, pumpkin marshmallow, which is a Bath & Body Works type. This was good. I will say that Britta's gingerbread is a little bit spicy. So not my favorite gingerbread as far as vendors go, but I did enjoy that. It really helped to have those other notes that kind of creamed it out. And yeah, I liked it. And then last from Britta's, I did Being Normal is Vastly Overrated. And this is Fire Roasted Marshmallow, Oatmeal Raisin Cookie, and Candy Corn. This was nice. This was poured back in October of last year, so it was a year old. It still performed just fine. I'm trying to think, where did I warm this? Did I warm this in my bedroom? I warmed this in my bedroom. And this was her Oatmeal Raisin Cookie oil. Is it Oatmeal Raisin? Yeah, Oatmeal Raisin Cookie is nice. It's not too spicy. And I really got this creamy bakery sweetness of that candy corn. It wasn't too candy-ish though. It just helped sweeten up the blend. I really did like that. So that's Being Normal is Vastly Overrated. And it was really cute shape. It was like a spider web. From Second and Spruce, I warmed through Autumn Kitchen. This was a mini loaf from her fall sampler called All Followed Up. So this is falling leaves, rich pie crust, dash of cinnamon, and sugar. This was poured in September. Great performer, as Second and Spruce always is. Second and Spruce and Britta's, they're my favorite vendors. Although, I mean, I have some other tops. Like, I really love Rose Girls. I really love Lavender and Speckles. This was nice. I will say, to my nose, that Falling Leaves oil was just not particularly my favorite. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. I just have so many other scents from Second and Spruce that I love so much. So that would probably not be a repurchase, but performed well, amazingly strong, and the wax was beautiful. I had a nice, pretty leaf embed on top of it, and yeah. Okay, from Scoopable Wax Melts, I finished up a scoop of Welcome Home. And I think I got this through a mystery box some time ago. Looks like I picked it up in April. So this is toasted graham crackers, vanilla frosting, creamy caramel, and juicy raisins. This doesn't smell that light in the jar, but this was light in my open space. So, you know, I don't know. Well, I did 2 warms out of this. Actually, no, I did 1 warm because it was light. So I went ahead and added the rest of the scoop. Yeah, it just remained light. So I just think it was one of the lighter scents that maybe she offers. Or maybe it was just older. I don't know how long it had been sitting before it was included in this. So, I don't know. I probably would not pick that up again. So, that's Welcome Home. And Scoopable Wax Melts is in the same realm as Rose Girls. I really love her wax. Performs well all the time. But that one just was a lighter one. Also went through a sample of Vanilla Butter Fudge Cookie Land. What's the matter, buddy? What's wrong? You want to come up here? Come. You want to come up here? Come. No. You want to smell? You like it? It was good. Yeah, this is good. This one has a little bit of spice to it, which is really odd because there is no spice in these oils. So I don't know. It's kind of like a little bit spicy vanilla, but definitely like a vanilla cookie scent. I warmed through this last night. Oh, the wax is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful green. It's like the SCENTSY color green, but it's a little bit darker. It's even more pretty than the SCENTSY color. This is Jackie's Obsession. And when I say the SCENTSY, it's a dupe of Jack's Obsession, Nightmare Before Christmas, which SCENTSY offers. So this is basically just apple spiced with clove and cinnamon, and that's basically what the SCENTSY bar is. But this one's stronger than the SCENTSY bar. I really enjoyed it. So that's a scent I would definitely get again. I will say I melded this combined with ice cream scoop bread in one of her blends, and it was so good. I actually like that better. And I do have it with 3 cakes, so I'm going to get into that soon and see what I think of that. But I have a feeling I will love it. And then I warmed through Cranberry Pumpkin Crumble. And this was in like 2 large ghost shapes. And I picked this up in her Etsy shop. So this is a sweet blend of baked pumpkin, dash of spice, and cranberry, evoking the warmth of a cozy holiday treat. This was nice. Yeah, not one of my favorites from Kathy, but it was good. Like, I like this. It just wasn't like top tier 5-star, if you know what I mean. But 4-star it was. So that's Cranberry Pumpkin Crumble. I will say I'm working on another blend from her that I think it's new. It's called Crimson Hearth. And it's like a mulled spice orange kind of scent with a lot of other notes in there, but it's so delicious. And so you'll probably see that in my empties coming up soon, but I am really enjoying that. From the Pharmacist's Daughter, I have a few here. I warmed through Pie and Coffee. What's wrong, baby? I did the souffle in my open space here. This is hot apple pie, sweet and creamy espresso. This was good. The hot apple pie oil is not one of my favorites as far as hot apple pie goes, but you want to talk about a good creamy apple bakery blend from the Pharmacist's Daughter, I recommend Rich and Creamy. So good. I asked for it to be poured during this pre-order. I don't have very good luck getting my requests answered, so we'll see. But man, I would love to have more of that Rich and Creamy. But I'm thinking they may not pour it because I'm sure a lot of people are over apple scent, so it may not sell well this time around. But man, I would totally warm it right now. So Pie and Coffee, it was a good one. I just like Rich and Creamy better. And it performed okay. It was a good medium in my open space. I also warmed through 5 flavor pound cake. And this has notes of white cake, lemon, French vanilla, coconut, almond, and sugar cookie. I gotta tell you, I didn't think I was gonna like this because on cold, I really get a lot of almond. More almond than anything else. But on warm, the other notes definitely opened up. I don't think I remember thinking I smelled lemon, so that's interesting. As I read this, I was like, lemon? But I really, actually, now that I say lemon, because I remember when I was warming this, I really felt like I was getting, yeah, the lemon might be it. I really felt like I was getting like a 7-Up kind of vibe. Like a 7-Up soda vibe. It almost smelled like a 7-Up pound cake. And so I enjoyed it. I probably would not get it again, but I enjoyed it while it was going. So that is 5 flavor pound cake. The almond was definitely there on warm, but it was subdued when it was warmed. The other notes definitely came out to play. And then I warmed through, this was 2 snap bars of cranberries and vanilla. And this is notes of warm vanilla, liquor, vanilla buttercream, a touch of sweet cranberries, a background of cedarwood and spices. Hello. Hello. Hello, friend. You been looking at your paw? Why is your paw wet? Oh, yes, you do. Why your paws are wet? Oh, I love you too. This one was just okay to me. It was a little on the light side. It doesn't smell that light in the bag. But it is a delicious sweet cranberry scent. So I think if I pick this up again, I would do it in my bedroom. And I kind of think I might have another cranberries and vanilla in my collection. So if I do, and I come across again, I'll do it in my bedroom and see how it does in there. But just okay. From Harper James, I did Cream and Sugar, Please. This was one of her snap bars. This is caramel, milk, sugar, coffee beans, cinnamon, and vanilla. This was delicious. Just delicious. This is exactly how I like to smell. I'll say smell because I don't like drink coffee. That's how I like my coffee to smell. Yeah, it was so good. That caramel is not overwhelming, but it is there. You can pick that up. You definitely get a creamy, milky coffee blend. Cinnamon. I don't remember thinking I smelled cinnamon when I warmed it. I don't really pick up cinnamon, so I don't know. That's really well blended in there, I guess, because I don't really get it. But I definitely get that vanilla, I get that milk, I get that caramel, I get the sugar, I get the coffee bean. Everything else is there. It's a great, creamy, sweet coffee. Loved it. Did great in my open. I would say it was a medium. It wasn't like a high thrower, but it did well in my open space. And I divided that into a couple of warms, so... All right, so my last vendor here is Rose Girls. I actually have Rose Girls going tonight. I just finished up, yeah, it's in this pile. I'll tell you in a second when I'm warming, but I got through turning over a new leaf. And this has scent notes of apple fritter, cinnamon sugar donut holes, butter pecan cake, and pumpkin frosting. I thought I was going to love this, but I didn't. And I usually love her apple fritter oil, but I feel like that's what... It's not totally vibing with my nose in here because it kind of has an apple vibe. I don't know. I don't think it's a butter pecan cake, but... Or maybe it's the... I don't know. I don't know what it is, guys. But there's just something in here. I didn't hate it. It was just one of those weeks where it was like everything was just kind of okay. And by the end of the week, I was like, why is everything just like kind of okay? There wasn't a whole lot where I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I mean, I just had a couple this week, so kind of made me sad a little. But I mean, I enjoyed what I warmed. Again, I didn't dislike it. I know I've said that a million times in this video, but it just wasn't like an amazing week for me. But turning over a new leaf, I don't need any more. But I do believe someone asked for this in the pre-order. I don't think she poured it, though. Because I went in and ordered on the pre-order today. That's ending today. So it'll be too late for you guys by the time I get this up. But I don't think she poured it. She poured, oh my gosh. I requested, I forget how many scents, but she poured 3 of my scents. If I could have bought a ton of what I asked for, I would have. I really wish I could have. But I did get 2 of each. I asked for hot apple snickerdoodles. I think it's what it's called. Delicious. I asked for the Polar Espresso. Delicious. I got 2 of those. And I asked for Kris Kringle's Kitchen. Oh my gosh, so good. Got 2 of those. I wish I could have bought more. And if she had loaves, I probably would have picked up at least a loaf or 2. But I need to stay away from loaves. That's not true. I wouldn't have done it. But I did get 2 of each. I wish I could have gotten more, but I wanted to try out some other scents too, so I ordered a bunch of her little snowflakes, which I really appreciate her offering because they're cheaper. So you can try out scents that you haven't had before to see if you like them. So I really like that she does that. And plus they're super pretty. In fact, I just got a haul in where she did snowflakes on her last pre-order. That just came in yesterday. I haven't even smelled through it, so I got to get that filmed, but... The snowflakes are so pretty. I did open the box. I just haven't smelled them. I also got through One Bite on the Beach. And this is Pomegranate, Green Apple, Macintosh Apple, Beach Nights, which is Marshmallows, Driftwood, Sea Salt Breeze, and Amber. This was not a favorite. Again, it was just one of those weeks. I definitely get that green apple. That is the strongest note here. And I get that pomegranate. So I think it was just that green apple and that pomegranate I just was not loving with the Beach Nights. And I feel like I've had an apple and Beach Nights blend before. Maybe from Lavender and Speckles. Maybe. That I really enjoyed. But this one, I just wasn't vibing with. I love the name. And I love the wax. It was super pretty. Lots of pinks and stuff. And I love pink. But Yeah, I wouldn't get that one again. I also went through gingerbread waffles. And this is spiced gingerbread cookies, honey, and pumpkin pecan waffles. This was nice. I like this. But it was not super strong. I would say it was on a light side. I could detect it. I could smell it. And maybe it's because it's not quite a year old, but it's getting there. I picked it up in December of last year. But I just wish it was a little stronger. The gingerbread was a bit on the spicy side, but that pumpkin pecan waffles really toned it down. So, yeah, I liked it. Just wish it was stronger. And then this is what I have going on in my open space tonight. This is actually my second warm of this bag. This is Autumn Mountain. And this is Cider Lane, Dunkin' My Donut, and Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. Cider Lane is Bath & Body Works type, and so is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. This I really like, but I will tell you, this comes out very strong out the gate. Boom, slap you in the face. But it tones down really quickly. So I just love it in the beginning, but it settles down so much so quickly. I could take it if it just settled down a little, but it settles down quite a bit. And I've got it going in 2 tea lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 warmers. So 8 warmers altogether. I can still smell it. It's next to me. Let me see if this dish. Sometimes this dish is really hot. And yeah, that dish gets really hot. It's like a Yankee hot plate next to me. And that dish, it is hard to pick up because it's so hot. But it's sitting right next to me. And I smell it. I detect it. But it is so much lower in intensity than it was when I first turned it on or warmed it up. I just wish it stayed at that intensity longer. And I put it in, it's going on almost, it's 8:15. And I put it in, all right, I put it in probably about 5:45-ish, maybe 5:30. So it's been going for a little bit, not quite 3 hours. And like I said, I do smell it. But like that intensity lasts maybe a good 30 minutes, maybe 45. And then it like, woof, like really lowers. So I don't know if I would get this again. And Cider Lane is not a favorite of mine, although I have liked it in some blends. And I do like this blend. I do like it. But I just wish the intensity lasted longer. So that's Autumn Mountain. I think this is loved by many. So you guys will have to tell me if you've warmed this. Did you have the same experience, or does this work better for you? And to be fair, I did it in my open space both times. But because it was so good in those beginning moments, I wanted to do it in my open space again because it's strong. Like when I first put it in the warmers, it's strong. Just short-lived. That intensity is short-lived. So that's Autumn Mountain. All right, guys. So that'll do it. Let me see. Let me pick some favorites here. It's going to be a little harder this week. I might actually not have a problem picking 3. Because, yeah, it was just an okay melting week. I'm sorry if I sound kind of blasé in this video, but yeah, it wasn't the best melting week. It was a good melting week, but it just wasn't the best. Let's see. Stick in the jar here. Like even like I don't think I've ever said that the second and spruce scent was just okay. So like that's telling. It's like I have loved everything I've melted from her. Like absolutely loved. No question. So it's just an okay week. It was just an okay week. Okay, guys. So I will say for sure, I can tell you what my favorite of the week is. There is one here that's definitely my favorite. And then the rest are pretty darn good. But Mad Hatter from Birdies, that's my winner. That's my winner this week, guys. Like, I need this in buckets. That's so good. So good. If you love tea and cakes, you've got to try that blend. And then these were all very, very good. Again, from Birdies, The Thing. It's like a very creamy, vanilla-heavy peppermint blend. Really enjoyed that. From Birdies Making Sense, pumpkin praline pancakes and glazed donuts. I was really shocked how much I loved that, but it was really good. From Lavender and Speckles, hazelnut latte. great, creamy, yummy coffee blend from Sassy Girl Aroma, Beach Flurries. I just thought that was just a beautiful Beach Nights blend, and I want more of it. And she is going to have an opening in January, and if she has that on her list, which is a possibility, it's going to be January in Beach Flurries. It might be. I'm going to get it. And then from Harper James, I really did enjoy this. This was Cream and Sugar, Please. So when it came to coffees, I would say the Hazelnut Latte won, but this was pretty good. I really did enjoy this. So Cream and Sugar, Please. All right, guys, so that's my favorites. Like I said, hands down, Mad Hatter wins. That was my favorite for the week. It was just a, okay week. Hopefully, as I move on to next week, I'll get into some scents that are just like, I just really love it when you warm something and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. You guys know, you guys are into scents like I am into scents. When you smell something, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I hope this week goes like that. And usually most of my weeks do go like that. So we'll see. I will tell you that I am burning a candle that I really love. It is, I think it's called Pumpkin Waffles. I think it's called Pumpkin Waffles, which is like a pumpkin pecan waffle scent from Kringle Candle. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I really am loving that candle. So I already had a second in my stash, but as I burn it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this smells so good. I bought another one because they were having a buy two, get two sale. So I picked up 4 candles. And then I added a reserve candle that I recently picked up that I thought smelled so good on cold. Because you guys know I love orange scents. And it's their spiced cranberry orange, I think it's called, in the reserve. Oh my gosh, the orange in that is so good. At least on cold. And I watched some reviews. I think I watched Mr. Kong's mom's Melanie's video on her cold sniff. It was her cold sniff. And I think I saw, yes, Fiona on the Facebook group. She always posts reviews and she has the most beautiful photographs. She posted, I think I asked her how the burn was on it. And she posted that, because I was a little concerned that ginger may come out, because ginger was like the middle note. And I was a little worried about that because I'm not a big ginger fan. But she said, because you can't smell on cold. She said basically the warm burn was the same as the cold sniff. And I was like, yes, I'm picking up another because I'm worried that it'll get sold out. And I don't think they'll restock it because it's like holiday scent. I think they'll restock it eventually if it sells well. But if it sells out, I don't think they'll restock it anytime soon. Speaking of Kringle, guys, I've got to do a video. I'll do a video with that haul because I do have the 5 candles. I picked up a few wax melts. But I picked up 2 of the 4 wick candles from Kringle. So beautiful. I have not lit one up yet. Spoiler alert, one of them is Christmas. So I'm going to light that up closer to Christmas. Definitely in December. But they are so beautiful. I have to share them. And you've probably already seen them on the internet by now. But I have to share them. They just make me happy looking at them. And yeah, gotta share them. So I hope to film that soon and load that up. So if you're into candles, guys, check that out. Hopefully soon. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. I really do. I appreciate you guys interacting with me. And if you enjoyed this content, I'd appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. And I would love it if you would subscribe. That helps even more. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.